Joining me on this broadcast, Radhika Khera, spokesperson of the BJP, Sushil Vyas, spokesperson of Shiv Sena, the Eknath faction, Anish Gawande, spokesperson of the NCP, of the Sharad Pawar faction, and OP Singh, former IPS, joins us on this broadcast. Let me open up by asking the former police officer on this panel. Do you find it strange of how things went down on Saturday night? This is a wise security protectee taking advantage of a crowd to gun down a man who is popular, who is a prominent figure, and is someone who has security. OP Singh?
You're right that this is a very gruesome murder. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, the fact that there has been a very gruesome murder which took place in Mumbai on Saturday night, that speaks volumes about the law and order situation of the state, and as also about the police functioning. But the fact remains that this is a very, very isolated case. I wouldn't call it a return of the gang-related war crimes or gang-related crimes which happened in early 90s or late 90s. The fact that you have the impending election of the Maharashtra Assembly, and the fact that this particular man who has been shot dead is a very influential politician. He has been a very powerful minister also, he had been. And the fact that Lawrence Bishnoi's gang is being, it's being attributed that he's the one who has masterminded everything. That is something that has made this particular incident very, very nationwide concern. I would say that the fact that it has happened on a very crowded street and on a particular day when you have thousands of people taking participation in Durga festival, and the three or four shooters come there, they shot dead one person, and after that they just sped away from that. It was the crowd which happened to nab them, and ultimately two of the shooters were nabbed by the people and the police. I think that was a gruesome murder. But I think the fact that it has been unearthed so early, so easily and so speedily, I must give credit to Mumbai Police for having gone into the linkages in operations, the speed of the operations as well as the spread of the linkages. So I think this is a concerning feature, no doubt about it, because the gang war is there, no doubt about it. But the fact remains that the Mumbai Police has acted very well professionally to nab two criminals, and as well as they are on the chase out for these remaining two of the criminals.
Yeah, 3 arrested, 3 still in the run, still at large. But Anish Gawande, the Chief Minister also going on to promise the strictest of punishments. The Ajit Pawar faction seems to be satisfied with where this is going, given that it's one of their leaders that was gunned down. Why does the opposition then think that there is an attempt perhaps to try and brush this under the carpet or try and shield those who are responsible? Because those are the kind of comments that are coming to the fore from the Aghadi leaders.
Because unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident, right? Just last week, another NCP Ajit Pawar faction leader, Mr. Kurmi, was killed in Baikala. A few months ago, Mr. Ghosalkar, a senior UBT leader, was killed on a Facebook Live, shot dead. So these are not isolated incidences, and this is the state of law and order in the state today. The bigger problem, though, is that you're seeing a culture of impunity that is being encouraged, that is leading to a loss of morale in the police forces. Take the Pune Posh case, where you had an NCP Ajit Pawar faction MLA, Mr. Sunil Tingre, going to the police station and being complicit in the swapping of blood samples at the Sassoon hospital, preventing justice from being sort of served until the opposition started raising questions. Look at what happened afterwards when the BJP chief's son was involved in another hit and run in Nagpur with no follow-up. This is leading to an incredible loss of morale in the police force, because the police are being told to file cases against those who come out and protest against the government, for example, protesters in Badlapur, but don't have the time to act upon credible intelligence received against people like Baba Siddique 15 days prior to him being gunned down in the middle of a street in Mumbai. So clearly, the Home Ministry is twiddling its fingers while law and order goes to the ground in Mumbai and across Maharashtra. And the only thing it's been able to do is put up posters of the Home Minister with a pistol in one hand and another AK-47 in another after the Badlapur incident, saying Badlapura. You've made law and order into a joke in the state. You've demoralized the police forces and you've continued to act with impunity. How long are people going to tolerate this? You're not going to get away with this so easily. People are tired and frustrated. And, people have stopped demanding the resignation of the Home Minister now, because if he had a conscience, he would have done so by now.
Radhika Khera, law and order has gone for a toss. Is the allegation that comes in from the opposition. There are bigger implications for this as well. It's election season in Maharashtra, and it looks like the opposition has made this their main plank. How do you respond?
Irony dies a gazillion deaths when the spokesperson of the same man who was the chief minister of Maharashtra, under whose rule the underworld thrived. Everybody knows how Sharad Pawarji encouraged the underworld and the condition of Maharashtra and Mumbai at that time. It was under his leadership he allowed the underworld to take over people's property. He ensured that no action was taken by the police against them. It was only the Bharatiya Janata Party who managed to bring the Makoka and ensured that the underworld was finished in Maharashtra. And we will also ensure if there is anyone who is coming up again and causing these issues, will be finished, because we are not the party. And we are not from his alliance party. Mr. Thackeray, when he was the chief minister of Maharashtra, you remember his own office bearer, who later on was reinstated by Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, he went on to keep a bomb outside Ambaniji's house. So we know what they have done. And then when they come and give sermons over here, it's really, really, like I said, irony dies a zillion deaths. There is something that has happened which is not acceptable at all, and we are working together. And as you have seen, any time that something has happened, we have ensured that there has been speedy justice, and those people are brought to justice and they've been arrested. When was the last time that under their rule, when either Sharad Pawarji was chief minister or when Uddhav Thackeray and the MBA alliance was there, when were people caught and when were they taken to court or when were action taken? Never. They were the ones, like I said, who encouraged terrorism. In fact, you remember the 2611 and during the Congress rule. This is how Maharashtra has suffered under the rule of the Congress, under the rule of Mr. Sharad Pawar. How can we forget Indira Gandhi ji and her link to even Karim Lala? She used to go and visit him in his house. She used to, the Prime Minister of the country, the Congress Prime Minister, used to go and visit an underworld don, Karim Lala. So they have forever, encouraged underworld and terrorism all throughout. And now when they're coming on national television and giving us sermons, and the same Baba Siddique ji, who they used to just till few hours before he died, do you remember the choices of words that they've used for him? He's a dal badlu, he has done this, he has done that, and lots of scandals they were coming up with. Now they are coming and talking, this has happened and that has happened. You cannot, be one day go and say something about someone and next day be like, oh my God, something wrong has happened. Please don't do this. People are not fools. We've seen how you played politics over every issue in Haryana. You people got an answer. Entire Mumbai, entire Maharashtra knows that how you have encouraged underworld and how people have been affected and how their lives were affected and how underworld had finished everything in Maharashtra. Today, the underworld is not there. Yes, there have been.
But the bigger question, the bigger
No,
question, Radhika Khera, yes, I will let you come in. 1 second, please.
Okay.
But Radhika Khera, the bigger question is also asked because, like Mr. Gangwar was also pointing out, this is not the first incident. This is the third political killing that has taken place in this 1 year. There were threats.
Yes,
there were threats that were received by both Baba Siddique and Zishan Siddique not too long ago before this incident happened. He is a Y security protectee. And if this can happen to someone who has security cover, then what happens to everybody else in Mumbai? That's the question that people are asking today. And it's not just the opposition. I don't think so.
What has happened is absolutely unacceptable. And there is no way that, I can defend that or prove that it was, there has been a failure. And we are going to ensure that justice is served. But, this is not the first time or this is not the only incident that has happened in the Bharatiya Janata Party rule state only. We had a sitting Prime Minister of the country who was gunned down by her own security personnel. How can we forget Indira Gandhi ji? How can we forget Rajiv Gandhi ji? So it's saying that, there has been security and no one has ever succumbed to it or no one has been ever killed because of that, and it is only the Bharatiya Janata Party's government that this has happened. And no, Indira Gandhi ji was the Prime Minister of the country when her own bodyguards shot at her and she died. Rajiv Gandhi ji was also killed like that. So saying that, blaming only the Bharatiya Janata Party government in Maharashtra that this is a collapse of law and order. Yes, there has been an issue and there have been instances, like I said, but we are going to ensure, like I said, we are the ones who got in Makoka and ensured that the underworld was wiped out and people could live comfortably. And we were not the ones. I was Sharad. If you remember, Sharad Pawar ji had two underworld people traveling with him in his plane. How can anybody forget that in the 1990s when he was the chief minister? Everybody knows that. We are not the ones who carried underworld people.
Sure, but you know what? This is not about what about. Sure, allegations can fly thick and fast. I understand the point you're trying to make, that this is... I understand the point you're trying to make is that today the Sharad Pawar faction can't claim high moral ground. Anish Gawande, that is the allegation against you. Then as far as being guilty of law and order deteriorating, then all parties in Maharashtra are guilty of that. It's not one versus the other.
I'm grateful for the repeated history lessons we seem to be receiving on national television every day. I'm just surprised we haven't reached Prime Minister Nehru yet and blamed him for the law and order situation in Maharashtra right now. So thank you very much for that. But beyond that, it's very funny that you say that Mr. Pawar was involved in the deteriorating law and order situation in Maharashtra and then the BJP cleaned it up. Because the two times when the BJP was in power after Mr. Pawar demitted office as chief minister in the 1990s, after coming to power in 1994, you were in an alliance with the same Shiv Sena that you are now calling as supporting terrorists. So in some ways, I think that the BJP has forgotten that governance is continuity. I think the bigger problem that I've highlighted over here is not that it's just that the BJP is responsible. I'm saying very specifically that one single home minister is responsible. And I've given you instance after instance after instance. With increasing impunity. We're saying that the government needs to be held accountable, that some heads need to roll. But unfortunately, over the last 2.5 years, we've seen absolutely no action. I'll tell you the reality of what happens at a police station in Maharashtra today. Whenever you go and report a crime, this is what happened in Badlapur, let's not forget, where a pregnant woman was made to wait more than 12 hours to file an FIR. Why? Because there was political pressure, because there were BJP trustees of that school. Anytime there is a law and order situation in this state, a state that prided itself on having an impeccable track record in law and order, one phone call goes and Nitesh Rane, their MLA, has said, I have the backing of Sagar Bangla when I make these claims. What is Sagar Bangla? The residence of Devendra Fadnavis ji. These are the kinds of phone calls that go to police stations, ordinary police stations today, to ensure that ordinary criminals, not just those who gun down politicians, but those who raped small children in the state, those who are involved in horrific instances like Bobdev Ghat, go unpunished. We're talking about a trend here. We're talking about a situation where tu janta hai mera baap kaun hai culture has reached Maharashtra.
Sure, yes. Radhika Kera, 30 seconds for a rebuttal. Please, I need to get in Sushil Vyas also. He's been patiently waiting.
The India Alliance has still not learned. They have been claiming all these false things in Haryana. They got a befitting reply from Haryana. And please, when you talk about Badlapur, also highlight the fact that when this came out, we ensured that those policemen were suspended. Did you ever ensure, while I have it on record, that the Mumbai Civic Body, G.R. Khernar, who was the municipal commissioner of the Mumbai Civic Body in 1993, the assistant municipal commissioner, he went on record to say how many times Mr. Sharad Pawar had called him to say that, no, you should not bring down these particular buildings because they belong to so-and-so underworld people, and how Mr. Sharad Pawar used to call him for those underworld people. How many people did you remove from who were not doing their duty? In fact, when the chief minister, Mr. Sharad Pawar, used to call up the authorities and tell them, nahi, inko bacha ke rakhiye, ye hamare kaam ke log hai, ye hamare apne log hai. So it's shameful. And I will repeat it again, when you're talking about Badlapur, tell the people the truth. And the truth is that those policemen who refused to file the report were suspended immediately after it came to our knowledge and it came out.
And what happened to the BJP trustees?
Because you ensured, excuse me? Why did you only selectively talk about Badlapur and not give the entire thing? See, this is what you people do. You create a fake narrative right from the time. I did not speak in between. You created a fake narrative right from the time कि संविधान खतरे में है. Then you went on to say in Haryana that किसान खतरे में है, पहलवान खतरे में है, and now you're here talking about Badlapur and only giving half-baked facts. Why did you hide this from the people right now in your when you were talking? Why did you not say that the Bharatiya Janata Party alliance government in Maharashtra ensured that those police people were suspended? You very conveniently forgot those facts and you did not highlight them. So shameful that at a time when everybody needs to be together. But yes, of course, you are the ones who have, like I said, it is under your people that underworld has always thrived. So it is troubling you that we have caught people. The entire problem here is that the Mahavikas Aghadi is hurt because they know that these people will be taken to task and justice will be served.
Okay.
We've already got hold of people, and they are the ones who have forever shielded the underworld. They are the ones who have ensured that the underworld thrive. Why the Bharatiya Janata Party? And they know this very well, that it was the Bharatiya Janata Party.
And
who
even
got
if
the
there
vote, and
is,
we
even if
ensured
that is the
underworld
case, be
was
that as
finished.
it may, that does not mean Mumbai would want a repeat of that. But nonetheless, having said that, I request you to stay on with us. Sushil Vyas is also with us here. Sushil Vyas, there are bound to be political implications of this. Like I said, it looks like the opposition has made this their main plank as far as Maharashtra elections go. But do you find it interesting that the opposition speaks not of the NDA and their attack is only centered towards the Deputy Chief Minister who holds the home portfolio, who is a BJP leader, Mr. Fadnavis?
Poonamji, at the outset, I must say this. It was a shocking incident which took place the day before yesterday night when my friend Baba Siddique was killed. We worked together for 30 years in political life. But anyway, as you said, opposition is trying to score a number game because elections are near about any day it may be announced. And it is a very unfortunate that such incidents can also be used for politicizing the matter. But what Mr. Gawande was saying just now, just half a minute about Badlapur trustees. Mr. Gawande, you must know that the case is also filed against them. Even they went to court, even their anticipatory bail application is rejected. The law will take its own course now. The already case is filed. It's not that anybody is spared. Nobody will be spared. Whosoever he or she may be, or his affiliation to any party or any leader. So please rest assured. Now coming to these incidents, what, as Radhika ji said, it is undefendable. There are lapses, we admit. But immediately police came into action. Within half an hour, two culprits were arrested from the spot itself. And they were produced before the magistrate, on special magistrate, holiday magistrate, rather, because it was Sunday yesterday. And they were remanded to police custody till 21st October. And now they are in legal custody. O.P. Singh ji will agree with me, once the accused are produced before the court and remanded, it is custody of judge concerned. And what further action has to be taken as per the law will be decided by the concerned court, not by the government in power or by the chief minister or the deputy chief minister or home minister like that. Now they are in custody, legal custody. The law will decide what action should be taken, from what angle the investigation should take place, where accused should be taken for this, sport inspection, etc. Who was involved, what was the motive behind this, and everything will be gone into it. So we want to make a rest assured to the people of Maharashtra, nobody will be spared.
So Mr. Vyas, then do you think that this will have an impact politically or no? Because the opposition believes it will.
Poonamji, definitely not, because people in Maharashtra know how the present government in Maharashtra is working for the welfare of these Maharashtrian people, how the development works are every day we are doing for people. Maybe it is infrastructure development, or maybe the welfare scheme for our sisters, our senior citizens. So we are not worried about that. But question is, unfortunate incident also. Whosoever is involved will not be spared.
Absolutely, and the truth must come out, irrespective of who is in power. Such crimes cannot go unpunished, especially given that this was a Y protectee politician, a prominent figure. A message must be sent out that you cannot get away by gunning someone down. You cannot get away by taking the law in your own hands, irrespective of who it is. And that message needs to be sent out loud and clear. And that's perhaps all that Mumbai and Maharashtra wants. I have to leave it at that. I thank you all for joining us here on this broadcast and sharing your perspective. We are slipping into a quick break on this edition of Plain Speak, but on the other side, we'll get you the big debate coming in from Karnataka, where the Congress government's selective approach in withdrawing cases is fueling a big debate.